Israel is facing increasing pressure to protect civilians in Gaza as the United States and France joins international calls to stop the bloodshed. Hospitals have become the latest battlefields, various facilities in the north now surrounded by Israeli tanks and troops.
Outside the window of a children's hospital, a tank is positioned. Heavy firing heard in the background. Doctors and patients trapped inside. The Rantisi Paediatric Hospital in northern Gaza is one of at least 4 hospitals now surrounded by Israeli troops, others hit with airstrikes. The courtyard of the Strip's largest hospital, Al-Shifa, where 50,000 people are sheltering, was struck. The IDF claiming a misfired projectile launched by terrorist organisations is to blame.
Hamas has turned hospitals into fortified positions.
Israel claims Hamas militants are hiding under hospitals in a web of underground tunnels, including Al-Shifa, which medical staff have denied.
Listen, the people won't allow them here.
The UN's human rights chief saying even if civilians are being used by Hamas as human shields, it doesn't absolve Israel's responsibility to spare them.
We have very serious concerns that these amount to disproportionate attacks in breach of international humanitarian law.
The White House announcing Israel would begin to implement daily 4-hour humanitarian pauses, but there's yet to be a lull in fighting. Still, desperate Palestinians flee on Gaza's only highway south, a line as long as the eye can see. The injured pushed in wheelchairs, this mother pulling her sons for 14 kilometres. This woman saying she came under shelling while leaving a UN shelter and watched a young boy die in front of her. The World Health Organization saying a child is dying every 10 minutes.
Far too many Palestinians have been killed.
The fight against terrorism, because it is led by a democracy, should be compliant with international rules.
The IDF saying 15,000 targets have now been attacked since October 7th. When Hamas fighters breached Israel's borders, officials revising the death toll from that day down from 1,400 to 1,200, saying some of the deceased are terrorists. At the National Munitions Disassembly Lab, we were shown some of the weapons used in their onslaught.
This is an IED.
Homemade suicide drones, North Korean RPGs, Soviet-era anti-tank missiles, thermobaric grenades, which Israel says were thrown into people's safe rooms.
People were burned alive with that thing.
And mortars from Iran, their assembly dated to 2018. How many of the weapons that you found have been supplied by Iran?
Around 15%. Most of them were made inside the Gaza Strip. They have workshops, they have labs to make explosives.
As Israel's ground operation intensifies, it says it's responding to other threats too. An anti-tank missile just launched from inside Lebanon, a drone from Syria, and Yemen's Houthi rebels claim they're firing more ballistic missiles.